to mine. Sing with me, you know the song. Make love with me before we're gone. Hold me now, don't say it's wrong. Just one more kiss before we're gone. Before we're gone, when we were much younger, in the sunrise of our lives, the days seemed so much longer, in all those crazy nights. But now that we're older, and we learn from our mistakes, the past is gone, what's done is done, despite the heartbreaks. Sing with me, you know the song. Make love with me before we're gone. Hold me now, don't say it's wrong. Just one more kiss before we're gone. Before we're gone. Sunsets of our lives, but the way you feel, it takes me back. I'm really not surprised. Just because we're older doesn't mean we've lost the time. The life we shared is our reward. What comes will be just fine. Sing with me, you know the song. Make love with me before we're gone. Hold me now, don't say it's wrong. Just one more kiss before we're gone. Before we're gone tonight. Before we're gone tonight. Before we're gone. Before we're gone. Before we're gone tonight. Don't be afraid to taste my kiss. Our souls are one, eternal bliss. Before we're gone.
What's happening? Caught me with the old man glasses on. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Thursday. We got our show again today. First off, I am extremely sorry about last week, and we didn't get Atomic Kings on here. Greg Trason and the guys. Got a hold of them, and we are rescheduled for, I do believe, the 17th. Let me look. August 17th. Yes. So Atomic Kings will be on August 17th. So again, I'm real sorry. Traffic was a nightmare that night, and it just was terrible. I hate it. Don't move to Charleston. You'll never get anywhere. It's just a traffic nightmare. Usually I go the back way, And that day I went the front way and I regretted it. So sorry about it. But we got them coming back August 17th. So mark it on your calendars. Boom, they're coming back. Got a bunch of other ones lined up. Westbound's going to be here August 31st. Not next week, but the week after, we will have Kenny from Juliet will be here. Next week, no show. I'm going to be off. I'm going to be on the road, going up north, seeing family. So going to have a week off so you don't have to deal with me. You're welcome. Tonight, you dig that song? That was called Before We're Gone. It's by Mr. Wonderful. Don't get the glare. These guys, I got this CD probably 2 weeks ago, something like that, maybe 3 weeks ago. Don't remember. It is a great CD. Hooks for days. I mean, you can't help but sing along to this. I'll play it, be doing the dishes. Yeah, I do the dishes because my wife makes me. She's cracks that whip. I'll be doing the dishes and the dog just stares at me like, why are you singing? What are you doing? Why are you demand? It gets you up. It gets you pumped. It gets you bouncing around the house. I mean, it's just, if you're at work listening to it, it's just fantastic. One of them CDs that it grows on you. First listen, it's different. It's really cool, but it's different. And then, the second, third, and you're like, okay. And then you're into it. You're just like hooked. So tonight we got Pete Brown, who is the lead vocalist of Mr. Wonderful. Pete Brown, what's happening? How are we doing?
Hey, Mike, thanks for that introduction, man. That was great. I'm digging it. I think your viewers and your listeners are going to dig it too. So I hope they check it out after this interview. I hope I don't blow it. They got to check out the music.
Yeah, they're not gonna blow it. Dude. It is a very good CD. Like I said, it's just it hooks you. It gets you pumped. It brings back that fun music kind of thing. It's just it's one of them out of nowhere got you. And I love them bands and them CDs that come out of nowhere and they just grab you.
Cool. And there's a couple of darker tracks on there too. There's some fun ones and they're hooky ones. And then we've got some pretty intense tracks too. So I think there's everybody in there. Yeah.
We're going to get into it because, some of them go off and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. What just happened here? And it's like, but it's cool as shit. I love it. And like I said, it's a great CD. Now, how are you? How's life? How's everything going?
Hey man, I'm doing great. Life is good. It's not always easy, but it's good. I'm just so pleased with the album and just, spending a lot of my time promoting it and just getting out there and trying to spread the word, so things are going great.
That's wonderful.
Really cool.
That's wonderful. You got that? Did you get it?
I got it. Yes. Sometimes people ask us, well, which one of the guys in the band is Mr. Wonderful? And since I have the mic now, I'm going to have to say I'm Mr. Wonderful. But
Mr.
it is a perpetual debate that we have. Yeah.
It is nice to see that you're very humble. And, it's so rare these days. It's just nice for you to be so freaking humble. Now, how you doing? How's everything going? You're surviving this heat that just cannot.
Amazing. It's been a lot. And last Sunday I did a show outdoors and
oh good Lord.
We started at 3:00 in the afternoon and it was like 90-minute set and like when we were done it was like I jumped into a swimming pool. It was disgusting. Right. But I had a good time. I kind of like it hot, maybe not that hot, but I like it hot. So, we did our thing. Yeah, it's cool.
You're having fun. Now, tell me a little bit about you. When did you start singing? What grabbed you? What made you decide music was the thing?
So, I'm going to say my earliest musical memory from a child when I was really little, like I was probably like 2.5 or maybe 3 years old.
Holy shit.
And, yeah, I swear to God, I was in the back seat of a car, probably in a car seat, and my mom was singing along to something on the radio, and I don't know if she was harmonizing with it or what she was doing, but to my little brain, it just sounded like amazing, and I thought she was so fucking good, and I think that's when I first like knew or learned what music was, and I learned that I liked it. Right, it was like my mother introducing me to it, and then growing up when I was a kid, I listened to all the classic metal bands, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Judas Priest. Those were my go-to bands, when I was a kid. Then I got into, Motley Crue and Dokken, Skid Row, basically anything that rocked got me going, but I always wanted something with good vocals. And now, but now my musical tastes have changed. Sometimes I listen to classical music now, even some show tunes like Jesus Christ Superstar, specifically Ian Gillan. I love that. I love that. Part of on my bucket list is I'd love to star in a local production of that, either, do Jesus Christ or Pontius Pilate or Judas, one of those characters. I would love to do that. So if anybody's looking to put together a production, give me a call. I'd love to audition for that.
You've got the chops.
Thank you. But, I actually didn't start out as a singer. I started out as a guitar player. Not a very good one. I was pretty undisciplined. I didn't practice much. And so when the bands were starting to form, I was getting beat out by like all the guys that had better chops than me. Right. And they finally said, hey, we don't have any singers. Why don't you try singing? So I kind of like just morphed into that at a necessity. I did study some, took some formal training. I met up with this cute female opera singer, Young, from Hofbarthelston School of Music.
Oh, nice.
In Scarsdale, New York. And, for a modest fee, she was nice enough to give me some lessons. So I trained with her for about a year. And I owe a lot of, I send my abilities to that foundation, so she really helped me out. And then I joined a progressive metal band called Tantrum when I was back in my 20s. And, there's some good stuff. But with the grunge thing kind of coming in and reshaping music, as talented as that band was, it was just overwhelmed by the whole grunge scene, you know? Yeah. And so now, my primary focus is Mr. Wonderful. We're writing a second album right now, so we've got a lot of great stuff your way.
Just got this one out, and you already got the next one going.
Yeah. I'm working on a song called "Wait for Tomorrow," which is kind of like a follow-up to Tonight. So we've got the song Tonight, and then we're going to have a song called "Wait for Tomorrow." But I stay busy too. I like to perform, so I play in a couple of different tribute bands. But my primary focus is Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, absolutely, as it should be. And tribute bands are fun. They're great. They're a way to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys will go, I don't want to deal with original bands anymore. Blah 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 blah. I just stay in this. And I don't get that. As an artist, I don't understand that, because if I'm at work and I can't be creative, then if I'm always here, I do programming, and if I am always somebody's giving me a program where I just load it up and run it, it's somebody else's creation, really. But
correct,
if they allow me to here's the blueprint, do what you need to do, or this is an idea we're thinking, do what you need to do. I have more fun that way than doing somebody else's thing.
Yeah, so much more rewarding to come up with your own stuff. Absolutely, yeah.
But then there's times I'm like, please give me the program. I'll just, it is.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I like to perform too, right? I like to write, but I like to perform, and so with the tributes and things like that, you get to perform. And
You get to perform.
yeah, and that's a thrill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I get that. I get a lot of people tell me that. They're like, well, with my band here, I don't get as many times to perform as I do with the tribute act. Now you're in Motley Crue tribute, which is called Wild Side,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
then an Iron Maiden.
Yeah, an Iron Maiden tribute called Legacy of the Beast.
That
Yeah.
Legacy of the Beast. That's right. And
Legacy of the Beast, yeah.
dude, performing them, that's good crowds. That's having fun. That's you got to have the chops for that.
Yes, I like the diversity. I like the challenge for sure. So that's also part of it too. I really like the challenge.
Right. And you can perform, you get booked more often than an original band. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
but you know,
it's just the fact of it.
I use those tributes to kind of help pave the way for Mr. Wonderful. So like, you know, we both of those tributes have played over at Daryl's house up in Pauling, New York. And I'm working with the guys at Daryl's house to bring in Mr. Wonderful and maybe one of the other Kibble bands for a show there next year. So I'm always, you know, I'm trying to get the message out for Mr. Wonderful and also support some other of the bands on the Kibble label.
I knew John was going to be in here tonight, so I figured I better wear my tango down today.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
He'll kill me if I don't. Should have worn something else, just to irritate him. He'd be like, "What's up?" You know, he's in here somewhere. I don't see him yet, but I know he's going to be in here. Who's it? Okay, I got somebody right now that knows you. Tom Catterson.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he got a hold of me today. He goes, "I'll be in there tonight." He goes, "You're gonna love Pete. Great guy. He knows both your tribute bands. He knows this band. He's like great guy." So he was saying some untruths about you. He was saying you were great. You were just a wonderful guy. Wonderful. There it is again. But Tom Catterson, love that guy. Great guy. Had nothing.
Yeah, great guy. I saw him on Sunday. He was at the show on Sunday. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Now tell me, okay, let's get into a little bit about your influences. If you had to do a Mount Rushmore, I love asking this question. People, some artists squirm and they're like, I can't believe you asked. But if you had to do a Mount Rushmore, your 4 artists that you absolutely revere or have had the most influence on you, who would they be?
I'm going to have to go with my top 3. And then I'm going to think of the 4th one while I stall a little bit. So I'm going to go with Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and AC/DC. Those are my 3 top bands from when I was a kid, even till now. I'll be working out, doing stuff, and chances are I'm going to put on one of those 3 bands when I'm just doing my thing.
Oh yeah.
For the 4th face on Mount Rushmore, I would have to put Queen.
Oh, nice.
Not a metal act, obviously. Hey. Just fucking unbelievable. So I'm gonna put Queen on my Mount Rushmore next to Maiden, Priest, and AC/DC.
Oh yeah, Maiden and Priest, easy. I'm a Maiden guy all day, every day. So you're speaking my language on that one.
Cool.
Bruce Dickinson. He could do no wrong. That band can do no wrong. I don't care, no matter what. They do release some crappy albums nowadays, but whatever they've done in the past has just carried them to where they are now. And I'm right with you on that. Iron Maiden, absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard to pick. Like when you put together a set list of Maiden, there's a constant battle about there's just so many great songs. So it's just amazing. Oh.
There's no way I could do that. If I had to pick a set list for them guys, even Judas Priest, even AC/DC.
Yeah, like a 90-minute set. Like, how do you do that?
I'm not going to be able to do it. It's going to be 9 hours long. Be like, you got to play all these. Please. I went and saw one, and I don't bash on tribute bands at all. I go see them. I love them. I support them. I got buddies that are in Departure, friends that are in Shoot to Thrill, and I went and saw Shoot to Thrill. And they're an all-female AC/DC tribute. And oh my God, their set list was just like amazing things I didn't expect. And they're just pulling it out. And I'm just like, I was sold. I booked them for one of my shows coming up in December. I'm like, you ladies just absolutely crushed it because you threw in some that were different. You know,
Yeah.
there's some you have to play, but there's others that, just throw it in there and wow people so that they remember you. You have to.
For sure. Yeah. But so I wanted to talk to you about this big show that Mr. Wonderful is going to be a part of coming up in October. It's called NERF, which stands for the New England Rock Festival. So it's going to be on October 7th at the Wall Street Theater, Norwalk, Connecticut. And the headliner on the bill is going to be Firehouse, right? Firehouse is the headliner. We've got Heaven's Edge performing, the singer from Vixen, and then a number of Kibble record bands. Tango Down is going to be there, so you could wear that shirt. Wild America, No Love Lost, and of course, Mr. Wonderful will be
Mr. Wonderful. Yes. Billy DiNapoli, I know him. A great guy, great band there. All these bands on this bill are great. Janet Gardner, if nobody's heard her solo stuff and it's just left her since Vixen, you've got to go hear this girl. I mean, she's amazing. Still,
for sure.
This is going to be a one of them festivals that is just, oh my God, wow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing in it, and I'm looking forward to hanging out and enjoying all the great acts that day. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a good time. Kibble always does a great show, great lineups. I love this festival. I got to get there. I really got to get there.
Yeah, so buy your tickets now. It's NERF, New England Rock Fest, Wall Street Theater in Norwalk, Connecticut. It's worth the trip.
Great theater too. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, when did Mr. Wonderful come about in your mind? You're doing the tribute bands, you're doing this, you're doing that. When did it, man, I want to do this?
This lineup came together in 2017. And what I like to say is you could not find a more solid band. Each member adds like a layer to Mr. Wonderful that makes it unique, and I think takes us to the next level. Like when you were explaining to the audience before I came on, how like this, it's different at first and you need to listen to it a few times and then you get hooked. That's because of the talent of my fellow bandmates, Joe Mulvihill on lead guitar, Pete Ronda on bass and backing vocals, and Chris Georgie on drums. And each guy just kind of brings their own unique take to it and creates these layers. And you take that and then you throw in Ty Sims, who was the engineer on the album. Oh my God. He did such a great job. I actually pinged him earlier today to thank him because we were working so hard to finish the album. And then, we got it out and we were so excited, and I never got a chance to actually thank him. So I sent him a text earlier today to thank him. And he did such a great job. So, we're thrilled. And, that lineup has been together since 2017, and we're just, looking forward to start touring and promoting the album. And when we do start to play out live, we are going to introduce a fifth member, Chris Tesoro, on guitar and backing vocals. So he did not play on the New Religion album, but he will be with us going forward, and he is already contributing to some of the new songs on the new album.
That's cool. Yeah, so guitar. I love guitars. It adds more, because in the studio you can layer it. You could layer the guitars.
Yep.
Live, it's hard to reproduce that if you only got one guitar player. But if you get two guitar players, you can really bring the album to life on stage.
Absolutely. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to just perform it the way you hear it on the album. Absolutely.
Right. And Ty Sims did a fantastic job with this. And he does a fantastic job with everything that he touches. no matter what. Everything, and it says Ty Sims. I'm like, go figure.
And he's a great guy. He answered all my stupid questions. So
I answered all my stupid. He is,
yeah.
he is pretty good. Now, there is, okay, the cover art.
Yes.
Look, let me put it up there. Now, people kind of miss this a little bit. Kivel asked me last night, did you see it? And I said, what? And I knew what he was talking about, so I told him, yes, I saw it. I mentioned it to him. But if you look at the album cover, it's media, and yeah, you get that, the news organizations, but it's in the form of a cross, and that's what people miss. And I got that, and I was like, huh. Now explain to me the cover art and where this idea came from.
Yeah. So, well, it's super cool concept conceived by John at Kivel Records. It basically shows how cable news has become the new religion for many people. And it kind of ties into the name of the album, New Religion, which is Mr. Wonderful's new religion, right? We bow down to the religion of rock, right? We worship rock. And so rock music is part of us. It's part of our soul, and it's like a religion to us. So, in talking to John, we were talking about rock is our religion. He came up with this concept to kind of tie the album cover into like our thoughts on rock music and how we worship it. And, people miss the configuration of the lit televisions. And so even when John showed me this the first time, I missed it too. And now all I can see is that it's like one of these very interesting visual effects. But I love it. I love that cover art from the moment he showed it to me. And even the color is just amazing. Oh, yeah. And it also ties into one of our songs, Lost Our Way, that has some references to religion in it. We're not Bible beaters by any stretch of the imagination, but there's an intense part of that song that I love for everybody to listen to, and then get back to us, like the band on our Facebook page, Mr. Wonderful on Facebook, and then give us some of your feedback on what you think of the songs, what your favorite song is. And, is there anything on there that moves you and that just, makes you enjoy your day a little bit more? And I'm sure that there'll be something on there for everyone.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I told you earlier before we got on here, I was writing down my favorites, and I got 7 out of I think there's 11 or 12 on here.
There's 11. Yeah.
There's 7. So I only left off 4. So, and that's not because they're bad or anything. It's just because I was trying to narrow it down. Mine are the one we first heard at the beginning before we're gone. Then Broken Angel, which we will hear at the end.
Okay.
First here. Never Again, The Smile in Your Heart, Tonight, Wild One, and Lost My Way. Lost My Way is, like you said, it's kind of intense. There's a message in there.
I listen to that song, and honestly, sometimes I get goosebumps from it. It's my favorite song, and I didn't write that one. That was all Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is, and the cover art, I gotta say that some of these songs lead you into thinking like, okay, there's Sabotage. When Sabotage first came out, before they were Trans-Siberian Orchestra, there is undertones in their music that somebody that's been to church. I've been to church. I've read the Bible a couple times. I know Christianity, religion.
Yeah.
And I don't follow it, but there's undertones in their music that leads you to believe that, are these guys religious? They're not out there like Stryper, and I still to this day don't know. Dream Theater is another one. They have undertones in there whereas you wonder a little bit, and
Yeah.
Mr. Wonderful brought them back to me where I'm singing them and I'm listening to them. I'm like, huh. Or is it just such positive, or it makes you think so much that you, you got things going on in there that is like, huh. And I love music that does that to me, that makes me think as I'm having fun, as I'm rocking out, as I'm just loving life. But I also go, huh.
Yeah, I hope other people look at our stuff that way. That would be awesome. Like to have them think about, well, what were they thinking when they wrote this, right? Like, is it exactly what they're saying, or is there something a little bit deeper? And some of the songs are just fun, right? And there
Right.
isn't a lot of depth. Some of the songs are a lot deeper. And so I'll let people decide for themselves which ones they think are the fun ones and which ones they think are a little deeper.
The one man that just gets you is, I gotta say the title right. I love you, I hate you. That one is so crazy. It's like, I love you, I hate you, I hate you. It's such a great song. I mean, I love it, but it's like, huh, what's going on here?
Yeah, and it's funny when we were writing the songs, that was my least favorite, and now it's one of my favorites. It really is, and it's got the great sing along to it.
Right.
I can envision everybody in the venue just singing along and just having a great time with that song. So that's one of our fun ones.
All the songs, really, they, like I said, it's loaded with hooks and harmonies and this and that. It's just it's a fun record, but it does make you think a little bit. They always said Queensryche was the thinking man's rock band, and Sabotage made you think, and Dream Theater made you think, and well thought out lyrics. Mr. Wonderful's like really fun. It's not that deep where you're going down a hole and you're in there, but it's just enough to where you're like, huh,
Yeah,
and I love music like that.
cool. I'm glad you do, and I hope everyone will check it out.
Oh, they will. Now, what's the most meaningful song on the CD to you?
I'm gonna say, to me personally, "Before We're Gone" is probably the most meaningful. It's a love song, right? It's about a relationship, where one person in the relationship is letting everything in the world kind of take priority over the relationship, and the other person is saying, "Wake the fuck up," right?
Right.
We need to love each other now before we're gone, because we only have so much time together. So let's make the most of it. Let's not sweat the small stuff. Let's just love each other before we're gone. And so
Right.
that one is I will say, the most meaningful to me.
It's a
But
great song.
there are the ones that they all have some meaning to me.
Oh,
At least the ones that I wrote, and even the ones that I didn't write, I kind of absorbed them into my own persona.
Mhm.
So lyrically, we talked about Broken Angel, right? So that was also Joe. Joe wrote that song, which is, hopefully I get this right. My interpretation is it's about loving a self-destructive person.
Yes.
And all the shit that comes from doing that. And sometimes you just can't help it. You just do, and you suffer with it. You suffer the consequences with that.
Right.
And also Lost My Way. So Joe wrote that song too. And like I said, that one gives me chills. And then we co-wrote Never Again, which is about rejecting a relationship that's gone bad.
That's a great song.
Yeah, I wrote he wrote the verse and the chorus, and I wrote the bridge.
Huh.
So if anyone is wondering who wrote what, that's how that one went down. Yeah.
But it like I said, it's hard to pick. What's the most meaningful? You pick 3 or 4. I'm picking 7. It's just.
So we're gonna have to pick which ones to play at Nerf, because we're not gonna have time to play them all. So We've already started debating that. I've got my ideas, but we'll have to at some point compromise. And I think at the end of the day, we'll work it out with John. We trust his leadership as far as what he thinks will go over the best for a live situation, and we're going to go for it. And then whatever we don't play, if the crowd is in attendance, they can pick up a CD at the show and listen to it on the way home, and then come check us out some other time.
Put a poll up, say, hey,
yeah, we could do that too.
Songs, and then the top 5 maybe, and then throw in like 1 or 2 extras that
Yeah. So we've got
a little bit of engagement with the fans so that they can feel like they're part of it.
Yeah. So right now, the feedback we're getting so far is the 2 leaders are Before We're Gone and Broken Angel.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the 2 that are kind of leading the most positive feedback. But then, I Love You, I Hate You is kind of creeping up there.
Dude, that was one of my, like you said, it was one of my least favorite. When I first heard it, I was like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then now it's like, okay, I got to hear it.
It goes, it's like it gets in your head and you just can't stop singing the chorus. And that's what I was going for. But even I didn't like it in the beginning. And now it's one of my favorite songs. So it's just funny how music kind of, morphs on you a little bit as you listen to it.
And when you talked about Broken Angel being loving somebody self-destructive, I was like that. When I hear it, I think of, I immediately thought of my wife and how she had to deal with me. When I was a big alcohol guy, and just, the family came last. Everything came last. It was all about alcohol. But, that hit me where I'm like, oh my God, it's kind of like I was seeing it through her perspective, although, I don't really know her perspective, but I know how I was. And I'm like, wow, this song is just amazing.
Yeah, I'm so glad you feel that way. When I approach the songwriting for Mr. Wonderful, I try to write a song that's going to relate to people. I want them to connect to the song, right? So like the song Tonight, that's about healing a broken relationship. And I think so many people can relate to that.
Oh, easy.
Make Me Crazy is about like sex and lust, right?
Right.
Who can't?
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And I got that, dude. It's funny you say that because I got that from what you said.
Make Me
Tonight.
Crazy.
Tonight. How now you're healing it, because I'm like, wait a minute, and I had to go back and listen to Broken Angel again, and I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, over here, I go back, okay, now it mended.
Yes.
So I'm like,
yes.
I was sitting there going, okay, and then I had to play it through again. You're getting me, because I had to play it out through again, because I'm like, okay, is this a concept album here? And you don't notice it right off the bat, but it's like, can't, I love albums that are put together, not meant to be a concept kind of thing, but they're put together wonderfully. There it is again, wonderfully. And, that you can't help but each piece is a step.
Yes, they're some of them, they're interrelated. They really are. And what's the other one? I wanted to mention The Smile in Your Heart too, right?
Dude.
That's another, and they're not all love songs, but that one is also a love song. And it's not a superficial one, right? It's about a guy who meets a woman and he falls in love with her for her inner beauty, not for her outward beauty. And at the end of the day, if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, obviously in the beginning, outer beauty is can connect you to the person, attract you to the person. But over time, if you're gonna be in it, long term, they have to have that inner beauty, and that's what that song is about.
Yep, and that is the absolute truth. I mean, my wife has been with me for 26 years. Ain't because I'm cute. All right, there's something inside. There's something in there that she sees that I don't have a clue about, but I'm not even going to point it out to her. Then may be like, yeah, you're right. I should leave you and go off on our own way. But you're right. There's got to be something. Yes. When we were young, we all wanted the hot chick. Oh my God, look at her. Da, da, da. But you get her, and then you're like, we don't connect.
If there's nothing there, there's nothing there.
Right. There's
So
maybe something there for somebody else, but you and what you need, there's nothing there.
right. So the smile on your heart is the complete opposite of that.
Yes.
It's all about the inner beauty. Absolutely.
Oh, I love that song. That's another one on my list. I'm like, geez, like I said, each time we listen to it, it's just, it grows. And it's, people have got to learn. Okay. People are starting to learn, now. At first it was, oh, new bands, they all suck, blah, 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 rock's dead, da, 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 da. Now the tide's turning where people are going, rock's not dead. Okay, there is music out there, and they're starting to find it.
That's right. Find your new religion. That's what you got to do.
Find your new religion.
Yeah.
Right. And like you said.
And how can you find your new religion? You can find it at kivelrecords.com, right? And you could also find it at any other, fine online music store.
Right.
But you want to find it, you can go to Kivel Records or like the band on Facebook, and we can send you links to that. But I'm hoping people will go out and get it. We're looking for more feedback. So far, the feedback has been great. It's been really well received. And I'm just extremely pleased and really honored to get, this feedback from complete strangers that are now connecting with the music. It's very satisfying for both me and the guys in the band.
It's got to be. I mean, and it's like you put something, and from the sounds of it, y'all poured your heart into this. It's most bands do, but coming talking to you, and you poured your heart into this. Every song is a part, and it's like, and then to have that feedback be positive, it's got to be wonderful.
We did, we did, and we are continuing to do so. I mentioned the song "Wait for Tomorrow," which is going to be a power ballad. But we also have another song we're working on to honor a friend of ours that died from COVID. I'm not going to say his name or anything, but there is more to come as far as songs that we're pouring our heart into on the next album.
And I would expect no less. I don't see you guys taking a right turn and going, okay, we're a thrash metal band now. No. I'm almost positive this is what to expect. You learn what to expect from bands, and you kind of connect to them. And it's, this one I connected to it. It's different bands, and it's not always the same vibe or genre, or, I might connect to a country album just because it speaks to me. But this one I connected to, and it was, like I said, it was out of left field. I didn't expect to, but it was, got that listen, and all people got to do is get that listen. Just check it out. Give a new band a chance, and you just might find something. You might find a gem, and you got to do it.
Please, yes, thank you.
Yes, and you mentioned the new religion to you is rock, and that's you worship.
We worship rock. It's part of us. There's not a moment that goes by in a day. Like, we all have different, jobs in life and roles that we play in our lives. But the members of this band, every minute of the day, they are basically, a rock. They're a rock person. They're thinking of new music. I'll like pull the car over and like write down ideas for new music, if I'm whatever on my way home from the supermarket or something, because we're just constantly thinking about it. It is our religion, and that's all we do.
And I totally agree with that. I started a radio station called The Rock Altar. I have my setup that is, a friend of mine. I was like, we're searching for a name for something, and she's like, The Rock Altar, your altar. It's your altar of rock. That's where you worship. Blackie Lawless said it in Wasp. At the altar of rock and roll, you kneel. All your gods are steel or whatever. At the altar of
Yeah,
rock
yeah,
and roll, you kneel.
yeah.
And so the rock altar, okay, that's our religion. It's part of us. It does consume my everyday, all day, and a lot of other people feel that way. And it is a religion. It's
Yeah,
not just music. It is a religion to us.
absolutely. That's exactly how we feel.
And if you don't want your religion to die, get out there, check out new bands, keep rock alive, keep it going forward. If they want to produce it for you and they want to put it out there for you, at least give it a listen. You're going to find a gem. You're going to find something you dig. Mr. Wonderful has that sound that we all love from back in the day. So if you're looking for that sound, it's on this album. Now, will John ever think about doing a vinyl release of this? I'm a big vinyl guy.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people will collect vinyl and stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, I have a son who's 18, and he and his friends collect vinyl. It's like, it's bigger than I thought, because I don't have any vinyl anymore. But
No?
no, I don't. But there's a market.
Oh my God.
For it. There's a market for it. So
yeah.
who knows? Maybe he will. If we can get enough sales of the CD, maybe he'll do a special release on vinyl. That would be super cool.
Right. That'd be great. I've got all my, I lost all mine. I had an ex that decided that I needed to be, when I decided to break up with her, she needed to take all my shit.
Oh, shit.
And I found out later on that she just took it and basically garbaged it all.
Oh.
Just get me back or whatever. But
Yeah,
I spent the past few years getting it back because, a few years ago, it was pretty inexpensive. Now, whoo,
yeah.
it's not easy to get your shit back now. I've had to take a little bit of a break, but, I even have cassettes still. I mean, I'm collecting them because, I want all my stuff back. And it's nice to have the physical copy where you can, they did a liner where you can read the lyrics. It's got the lyrics in there. It's got the pictures. It's got the thank yous. It's got all our liner notes that we love. So you can sit back, read it, absorb the album.
Yeah, it's tangible, and
yes,
no, it's just cool to be able to hold it in your hand and pop it in and play it.
Right. People drive me nuts when I say, hey, you got this? Yeah, I have that album on Spotify. Well, you don't have it.
Yes.
I have it.
Right
here. It's right here. With Spotify, where is it? Is it somewhere?
It's yours. That's your property. You're
right,
just kind of borrowing it if you listen to it somewhere else. So
right. Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to get out there, like to say? Any shows coming up besides New England Rock Fest? Any new single coming out? Anything?
We don't have any new singles coming out, but we are looking to book some shows at some key prominent music venues. We're in the works right now. Before we went live, I'd mentioned to you that I'm going to go check out a room over near Boston called Magic Room. I booked the tribute bands there. Both of them are going to be there in January. But I was thinking it might be a good place to have Mr. Wonderful play. Right. Based on what I can tell, it's reminding me a lot of Daryl's House, which is a great venue. It's got that like small, really intimate feel with top-notch sound and lights and stage. So that's what's bringing me up to Massachusetts this weekend. I'm going to check that out and have the weekend off. I'm just going to kind of chill and see what kind of trouble I can get into.
There you go.
All right. So everyone out there, hope you liked it. Hope I didn't blow it. Hope you guys check out the CD, buy it, tell your friends, tell your family, and let's help us spread the new religion to the rest of the country.
And we're going to leave once we get off here, we're gonna leave with Broken Angel. We're gonna play that one. So
Awesome.
that everybody could hear that. Kibble let me have that one today to play. Kibble's very protective, and I love that about him. He's very protective on what gets released. It's like cool, but we'll be able to hear Broken Angel, and this is a really good song. You described it perfectly, and but thank you for being on. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Really do.
Anything you got going on, just let me know, and I'll get it out there and get it to the people, and hopefully get them to shows.
All right, let's stay connected. Everybody connect to us. We're through Facebook, please. Mr. Wonderful on Facebook.
I will list all the links tomorrow.
All right. Cheers.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Bye now.
Have a great night.
You too.
All right, Pete Brown. What a great guy. Like we were talking about, take my word for it. I don't steer you wrong. I never have. Have I ever told you about a band that I dug and you went, this guy's crazy? No. The answer is no. So this band, I'm telling you, they're really good. It grows on you. It grew on me. I mean, you might get it the first listen and be like, this is great. But me, sometimes it takes a couple listens, especially something different. And this is very different. It's very good. But we're going to listen to Broken Angel. But we're going to listen to Broken Angel. And like he said, it's about a self-destructive relationship. And it is a very good song. So give it a listen. Again, next week, no show. I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to my 35th class reunion. I mean, come on. 35 years. I've not been to one. I am so nervous about this. I don't understand, but I'm so nervous about it. Next Saturday, so I'm leaving Thursday. Be back on Tuesday. But so no show. And then, like I said, Juliet is the week after. Then Atomic Kings. I can't announce one yet because I don't have it solidified, but a really good one. And Westbound on the 31st. So August is booked up. We're good. I'm working on September now. Got Sick Vicky coming back in September with a special show. You're going to love it. But anyway, here's another song by Mr. Wonderful. It's called Broken Angel. Give it a listen. And then I will post the links tomorrow for you to go buy this. Because after this, you're going to want to go buy it. So, all right. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Pete for being here. Thank you to Kivel for hooking me and Pete up. But great time, great guy. And like I said, I'll put the links up tomorrow. You go check out their Facebook pages and go to their kivelrecords.com or Eonian. They got a store that they're selling it at. Just go to kivelrecords.com, buy the album. This is Broken Angel. I'll see you 2 weeks from now. Peace.
With open arms, my dear. angel with the dirty wings. So you went and lost your way again. I'll be waiting for you here.